So let's just ignore this bit for the moment, and we need some information in here. We want to get our drawing in here. So we drew the box and we have two sides, and we want to bring those into this drawing, to this sheet. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is click on base, and base is your base drawing that you want to bring in. Okay, and you'll be presented with this box. Something will come up here. This is kind of the viewer, so as we change options in this box, this will change. Now the drawings you have open will be available in this pull down menu. So here we've got our box assembly, that's the side view. We've got our first side and we've got the other side. Okay, so I want our 400 side. I want to bring it in. This is a scale. So if you're familiar with scales, then you'll know the normal scales to use. If not, don't worry. Usually you would use something like 1 to 2. 1 to 2 in this case is going to take all our A4 sheet. It may have been okay on A3, but on A4 it's going to be too big. The next one up, you don't really use 1 to 3. 1 to 2.5, I suppose some people might, but 1 to 4 is the next main one that we would use, and that looks about right on here. That's going to be more than you're going to be able to see that on an A4 sheet. Okay, so I'm going to use that one. Okay, so I'm just going to OK that, and you can see it comes in, and if you hover over it, you get this red dotted box around it. If you then hover your mouse over the box, you get, it's like the standard move icon. So then if you hold down left button, holding down the button, you can move this around. And I'm going to put this up here like that. Okay. And now this is our base view of this item. What you can do now you have a base view is you can do projected views. A projected view is a view taken of this same model but viewed from a different angle. The easiest way is to show you that. So I'm going to click on projected. I'm going to hover over this red box again, left click it, and now wherever I move my mouse, so we're looking at the front view on our base view. If I move down, we're looking up at the bottom view now. If I move up, we're looking down from the top. If I move right, we're looking at the right hand side. If I move left, we're looking at the left hand side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the left hand side there, and now if we move diagonally down, you can see we get a kind of 3D representation, and depending which one you want to see, which one you think looks best, I'm going to use this one, so I'm going to click there. Okay, now right click and click create, and you should get those views. If you didn't get those views, rewind it and watch that again. I am going to do it again now with the other one, so it shouldn't matter, but I'm going to drag that box and I'm going to put this view here. I'm just going to move this one along slightly and this one just away from the edge, give it a bit of space. Okay, so I think this now will give us all we need to see what that part looks like. Okay, and I'm going to do that again now. I'm going to click on base, but this time I'll select the 300 side. I'm going to keep it at 1 to 4. Okay, if you look, you can actually do your projected views at the same time. It's giving you the option. Okay, I personally like to just drop this first one first, but you could have done the side view from there. I like to drop the first one and then click on projected, and we'll do the same. We'll drag out the side view and the 3D view, and we'll right click create. Okay, and I'll put that there. So here we have a sheet with both sides of our box, but it's not that useful. You're not going to build it by eye, so we need to put some information on here. Okay, first thing I want is to title these kind of drawings. and that was actually in the options, but rather than choose a load of options when you bring it in, my preference is just to bring these in, and then you can double click on this box, left click twice, you get the same box again, and we have our options here now. So label will be the title of this view. Okay, so I'm going to just call this I'm just going to front, use capitals, front view. Okay, but it hasn't shown it. The title hasn't come up because we need to click this light bulb. If we click that light bulb, if we click this light bulb, that means it will show our label. Okay, so if I OK that, it now shows this label called front view, and I can click this one, double click, left button, and now call this 3D view, and I'll turn it on. Okay, for some reason it always puts it on the top by default. I don't know why. I always drag them down. Now here we can have side view, and you can see it includes our scale. Okay, on this drawing I think they're all going to end up being the same scale. So if you didn't want to show the scale, then you can go back and you can untick that. No, you can't. Never mind. You can untick that. Okay. So here, I don't think we need to say side view and front view. What I would prefer to do is just have a part here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that one off. I'm going to have that as a title for all of it. I'm going to call that, I'm going to have that as a title for both those views, and I'm going to call that, I'm going to double click here, 400 side. Okay, so that's our 400 side, and here I will call this was our 300 side. Oops. And don't forget, I always forget, you need to turn it on. Okay, so that's kind of a title for both those views. And we have our 3D view over here. Okay, so now we know that this is the representation of the 400mm side, this is a 300mm side, and I've just called the part 400 side, 300 side. Okay.